So something that's cropped up actually in quite a few interviews and when I spoke on stage and things like that at conferences, how actually did I first start getting clients? Because when I first started, my brand was Jauncey Digital Marketing, which was Tom Jauncey. And all I did was social media, and then that's when I started to progress into like web and design and SEO and things like that. And how did I actually start to get those clients initially? Now, I'm going to break it down into maybe like 4 or 5 different segments. And I think anybody can use this when starting up a business, even if it's like a cleaning business, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily down to digital marketing, social media, and the agency space that we're in. So the first thing that I did was I literally told everyone and anyone about what I was doing, right? Someone asked, oh, what do you do? Is always a great sort of entry point into that. So I would post onto my social media, on my personal pages about everything that I was doing, the clients that I was working with, the projects that I was doing. And I think a lot of people are very like wary to do that about when they start a business because they don't want to be perceived as like they're selling something. And I think it's a very common thing to understand and to sort of see on social media. But you know, your friends, your family, you're the perfect people to help promote your business. And just when it comes down to like recommendations and stuff, which I'll touch about later, with people that have referred you business, you don't really have to do much selling because they know who you are, they know what you do, and they know what you're capable of. So utilize that with your family and friends. If you're launching a new business, tell them what you do, post it to your personal social media, ask your friends and family to share. They can help and support your business. They don't need to buy anything from you, but just sharing your posts on social media. It doesn't need to be every single post that you do, but you know, the first ones that you start to do as a business page can really help bring you people to your page to like and follow, but also get your name out there as a business because they might not be the ones that need your service, but their friends and family and people that they're connected with might do as well. So definitely tell everyone and anyone about what you do on social media, but also LinkedIn. And I think, again, a lot of people really forget about LinkedIn as a platform because many, many years ago, it always used to be about, okay, I've started this new job, must update my LinkedIn. Whereas now it's becoming that hub of content. You know, they launched LinkedIn articles. You've now got live stream videos you can do on LinkedIn. You've got videos, you've got photos you can do text-based, you've got networking groups, you've got groups. It has flourished into an amazing platform. And from a business development point of view, you know, as an agency owner or as a small business owner, or owning a cleaning company, LinkedIn can be a gold mine because you can utilize it to find your target audience. And I might do like a LinkedIn 101 video in future. And I think I maybe have that in the past about how to optimize your profile and stuff, but actually utilizing it for lead generation. A little bit of a secret for you. Majority of our clients come from LinkedIn. I'd probably say maybe 45 to 50%. The rest is ads and SEO and things like that. But LinkedIn pays a very, very, very good point when it comes down to lead generation for us. Because if you're, let's say, for example, I used the analogy earlier for a cleaning company, if you want to find more commercial contracts, what you can do is you can search on LinkedIn for companies in your area with a specific headcount, employee count, turnover count, and you can reach out to their head of operations or whoever the contact would be that would deal with things like that, or an office manager, and reach out to them and see if they have a cleaning company, if you could do a one-time clean for them for a review as you build up your portfolio. All of those things are going to be a really great way to sort of help kick off what you need to do. And coming on to that, actually, I think I've spoke about this probably in the past, but free work, it can be a very like a rocky, slippery slope. Offering free work, and then getting a review and sort of building up your portfolio. If you are a one-person band or a one-person business, I think allowing yourself a couple of jobs initially to do some work for free, to get reviews, to get before and after pictures and things like that is a very good way to entice new customers. If you do a great job, most likely they'll sign up for your service. And even if it isn't free, maybe it's like quite discounted work. So it covers your products, if you're a cleaning company, for example, and some of your time as well. You know, putting yourself out there is 100% a great way to build up a rapport with your potential clients. But also, you know, owning a business and getting clients, it's not easy, right? Otherwise, everyone would be doing it. And I think a lot of people like want to start a business, they'll set up a website, and then they'll be like sitting there with their arms crossed, like, where's the business coming in? And you need to get out there, you need to do things. If you're just going to sit around and do nothing, it's not going going to work, right? Regardless of the business, you need to be proactive, especially in the first few years. I think there's a statistic, and I'll try and see if I can find it, but so many percentage of businesses like die within their first 1 to 2 years of trading because they just don't put the time and effort in what they need to do. So utilize that. Social media, reaching out to your existing network, LinkedIn, maybe doing some work for discounted rates, before and after pictures, reviews, that kind of thing works really, really well. People per hour, specifically for digital work, is how I got my initial clients. Those were clients that I started with and still are clients today. I think it's probably changed a little bit on there as a platform now, but not many people used it. It's basically the same as Fiverr or Upwork, but when I was using it, it was relatively new and it was a great way to get clients. I got social media retainers from there, website builds. It's a great way to sort of build up who you're working with in your client base, and then you can take them on as full-time clients afterwards. So I really, really do recommend, going forwards, that you look at people per hour from a digital marketing point of view, because there are some really, really good leads on there. And finally, networking. I've spoken about it in the past. Going to conferences. I don't mean really awful networking like BNI and places like that. I've touched on that in a previous video as well. But going to networking groups, small business groups in your area, there will be there. Sometimes it's like £5 for a meet or something like that, which is great because you can then network with other business owners. There might be other people in your industry that are there as well. You can rely on them. Maybe do a little bit of mentorship as well as you start to build up clients, and they might be able to give you some work as well. So a great way to build up your confidence by speaking to people, especially if you're a fully remote business as well. But also you might be able to pick up some clients there too. Conferences is also an equally great way to make friends. I am still friends with people that we've made friends with at conferences several years later. One of my closest friends has come from conferences, several actually. So I know it's a little bit daunting and a little bit scary, but definitely go out there and present yourself, get some business cards. You can get fancy like NFC tagged ones now, which are really, really cool, where you can just tap on your phone, bring up your LinkedIn and things like that. So get a little bit creative with your networking. For example, there's a guy that goes to some of the SEO conferences. He is Mexican. He wears a huge sombrero, goes around with bottles of tequila, and you always remember that guy because he was so innovative with his approach, and he'd give you free shots of tequila. So, and the tequila was really nice tequila. So there's so many different things that you can do to stand out from the crowd, whether that be dressing up as a nerd. I've got my blue light glasses I wear sometimes at conferences, mainly because I'm severely hungover or I'm very tired or I've got a headache, but also it makes you rememberable to people as well. There you go, a few tips how I got a couple of my first clients. Hope this is helpful. Hope it's useful. If it is, make sure you like and subscribe, do all that kind of jazz. I'd really appreciate it. In the meantime, stay awesome, stay safe, but most importantly, stay nerdy.